Another day out in the woods.
Whether you're lost in the woods and trying to find your own way, or you're blazing your own trail, I respect it. Come on in. Welcome to Coffee with Dubs.
Yesterday we talked about disrespect, how people treat us, how people talk to us, and how we react when someone crosses a line. Today, I want to talk about the part that comes after that. Because once the moment passes and the adrenaline settles, there's usually questions sitting there. Was that me standing up for myself, or was that just anger? And that line gets blurry sometimes, especially when you care about someone, especially when the emotions are involved, and especially when the offense feels so personal. See, responsibility and anger can look almost identical from the outside. Both can be loud, both can be direct, both can create tension, but underneath, they're built from very different places. Responsibility says, this needs to be addressed. Anger says, I need to make you feel what I feel. And there's a huge difference between the two. One is corrective, one is combustible. Responsibility is rooted in accountability. It wants clarity, it wants growth, it wants solutions. Anger, on the other hand, usually wants release. It wants pressure out, it wants justice fast. And if we're not careful, we can convince ourselves that anger is responsibility just because it feels justified. That's the trap. Just because you're right doesn't mean your reaction is healthy. That's hard to hear for some of us. Trust me, I've also been there. Sometimes somebody pushes the button and before you've even realized it, you're already defending yourself. Your voice is up, you're proving your point, and afterward, you sit there just replaying the situation in your head. Not because you were wrong, but because maybe the delivery didn't match the intention. That's where self-awareness comes in. Before reacting, ask yourself, am I trying to solve this or am I trying to hurt back? The question changes everything because responsibility doesn't need revenge, it needs resolution. And sometimes responsibility means speaking up. Sometimes it means setting a boundary. Sometimes it means saying, that wasn't okay. But sometimes responsibility means walking away instead of continuing an argument. That only feeds the fire, and that's maturity. Not silence, not weakness, control. The older I get, the more I realize anger isn't the enemy. Anger is information. It tells you when something is important. It tells you when something matters. It tells you when a line's been crossed. It tells you inside when something's asking for attention. But anger was never meant to drive the car. It's not supposed to point at the problem. Responsibility is the one that's supposed to take the wheel. That's what makes relationships repairable. That's what keeps peace intact. That's what keeps you from becoming what you're very upset about. So today's thought is simple. Next time you feel disrespected, pause, breathe, ask yourself what the moment's actually about. A reaction or a responsibility? Because one protects your ego, the other protects your character. And in the long scope of things, character is what lasts. So let's keep developing our characters tomorrow, right here on Coffee with Dubs. I'll see you then. I'm out.